A Layman's Guide to Enlightenment. The Story of I in the Blink of an Eye by Dawn Smiles. You don't actually have thoughts and feelings. They have you. This is taken directly from my personal journal pages, and at times, several times, it has been edited and elaborated upon for ease of reading. The setup. I've been having back pain, the kind that's reminiscent of my childhood. It is especially scary for me because I was ignored as a kid when I complained to my parents and teachers about the pain. For years. In the end, I had to get a spinal fusion because it had just been allowed to get that bad. I wrote my primary care, asking for a referral to a specialist, and the nurse responded. They said to call their main number to set up an appointment. But I don't want to set up an appointment with my primary care. I want a back doctor, like right now. Rawr! My current experience was turning into a repeat of my worst living nightmare. I've been learning about how a feeling of being wronged is based on poorly informed conclusions, using snap judgment and powered by feelings and assumptions. The Story of I. Let it be known that this story took about a minute to play out in my head in real time. My story says, I was wronged. They didn't listen. In comes irritation, my own personal number one, from the list of the 5 major hindrances to enlightenment. I'm aware irritation is my number one, so I catch myself and I start to try to unravel it. I think, this conclusion is based on a lot of assumptions. Maybe there's only one number for all kinds of appointments? Irritation says, I doubt it. I think, maybe I have to get an appointment with my primary care provider to get a referral. Irritation flares into anger and it screams, this time it's for real. I really have been wronged. You're not listening to me. It feels like an actual gremlin, like something out of a Disney movie, Inside Out, had just shown up. A personified thing that was real eager to get a hold of my buttons and push them. Is it true, I ask? Am I the most wronged person that has ever existed? Are those nurses really just blowing me off because they don't feel like listening? Irritation and anger lower their volume and actually sound more dangerous this way. They say, I mean, when you put it that way, I feel pretty silly. Humiliation flares and anger comes right back in, this time joined by victim. But that's what happened when I was a kid, they scream all together. Over and over and over. I'm going to be completely ignored until I practically die. Terror comes in to join victim. And that's when they made their fatal error. They woke up my essential self, and now it's listening. Grace has joined the table. In the gap of silence, I realize that I haven't been having these feelings. They've been having me. I stop. I let go. And suddenly the whole thing falls apart into nothing. The after party. But my back still hurts, so the whole drama in my head around the potentially but probably not evil nurses spins up a few more times. I call the number, and it is indeed just to get an appointment with my primary care provider. Irritation pokes its head in and says, I told you so. But I've gotten good at this dance now, and I slide right out of that last flare of drama as my back starts to feel better and better. And then suddenly it's no longer there at all. It just disappears. I didn't do anything, but maybe I did the most important thing. I see my doctor next month for my regularly scheduled appointment. I'll just talk to her then, if I remember. Key message. This is a moment in the life of the work I've chosen to undertake. The practice of unbinding from the untrue stories I've been perpetually telling myself about my life, my world, and everyone in it. This has been Dawn Smiles, a layman's guide to enlightenment.